Everyone's been going crazy about OpenChat AI, and rightfully so. If you run a service-based business, like a marketing agency, OpenChat AI is literally about to be your best friend. It's about to probably replace all of your virtual assistants and your project managers. All right, if you run a marketing agency, you know outreach is part of your job. You have to do that daily. I literally told Chat AI, I need code that will help me send automatic emails utilizing an email template. This line of code will literally take emails I have in a Google Sheet and automatically send them all a templated email. I even asked OpenAI to create the templated email. This code is in Python, and I asked them, how do I run this code? And they actually told me the exact steps. Once I figured out how to actually run the code, I tested it. Just so y'all know this isn't cap, I sent the templated email to myself, and here it is. I'm about to test out ad copy. I'm about to test out other automated web apps that I can utilize for my marketing agency. But if you have anything you want to see me run in Chat OpenAI, please let me know in the comments.
Tell me that you've seen a better history learning tool than this. Tell me in 6 concise paragraphs a summary of World War II and include as many dates as possible. So here we are. We have kind of a 6-paragraph summary of World War II. Take the text you just sent me and convert it to a bulleted list by year. Cool, we have that. We're going to copy and paste this whole thing. We are going to go into Obsidian. I talked about this software earlier. It's a note-taking app that doesn't organize things by files. It organizes it by brain and relations with different things. But anyway, we're going to paste this into a page on that. And then we are going to add a little hashtag and space to make it a heading. And that way you can then add another one here. So we have like a timeline and summary. So you can actually change it to that. And notice that they are drop down. And now let's say we want to learn more about the Battle of Britain. Add those little brackets, and now you can create a new page. Once you create a new page, you need to reset your thread on GPT. Copy and paste this 1940 Battle of Britain. Paste this bad boy right in there. Can you give me a detailed description of the 1940 Battle of Britain? There it goes, little summary. Can you expand on this? So let's say you want to learn more about the Royal Air Force. You can copy and paste that. Can you explain more about the Royal Air Force? And so you can just go on and you can kind of learn all of the important details on here. And then you, at the end, you just copy and paste this whole thing and do the same thing. You can just literally just do bold. It depends on how you like it. But let's just decide what the important things that we should know in here. So we already talked about the Royal Air Force, so let's add some brackets. It doesn't create a new page unless you click on it and start typing within that page. And just do that for all of them. And finally, we're going to do bomber squadrons. And so now you kind of have the important things that you noted. And let's also say that this Battle of Britain, you want to use this specific one as essay topic, and you want to use this one as a presentation. Now let's go in and see what this all looks like within the graph. So this is my brain, and when you zoom in further, you have a lot of customization with this brain feature, but you can see everything that you've learned. You're like, oh, that's super unorganized. Well, just search it. And on this side right here, you have all of the files, and you can like go through them. You can add folders and stuff. But here we just said we have learn about, and then now it shows you all the things that you've written learn about in. So in all of these pages, AI research, how do I speak like a newscaster, I've said learn about in, but we want learn about World War II. And you see here, we have learn about World War II, hit this clear search button, and it pops up. Or you can change the repel force. I like higher repel forces, so it splits things up even more. So here is learn about World War II. And remember, on the main page, we bracketed in the invasion of Normandy, we bracketed the Germany invades Poland, we bracketed the 1940 Battle of Britain, and then within that, we created those brackets, remember, of all of those interesting things, and we made, on here, there is an essay topic. In the last video I did, I put that tag on essay research, and now these are connected by 2 essay topics. So you can begin to see all of these. And imagine if you were to do research like this for an hour every day, you would build this mega brain that you could then use to, really create really good research and create really cool content, make content, and do well in school, etc. Things like that. Become a smart human because it's intrinsically good. This tool is not just for cheating.
You will no longer need to do this manually. I'm going to show you a workflow to do this entirely in AI. Let's say you want to develop an app to track your daily calories and physical activity out, and then measure your total calories spent or gained during the day. Build. What are the features of an app you recommend for something to calculate my total daily calories, input or expenditure? See what it says. So, food exercise database, nutrient tracking, customized goals, meals and exercise planning, integration with fitness devices, user-friendly interfaces, social features. Write me a basic web app that does the above. And it does it. All right, it's building the homepage with calorie tracker. I'm sure there's scripts in here you're going to need to write, but it also lists a number of examples of foods and activities. I think, yeah, and now it's done. All right, so I tweaked it to ask for it to generate it purely in HTML, and here I am going to copy it into a doc. So I'm going to copy the code, and I'm going to paste it into my notepad. All right, it's already pasted. I pasted it, and I save it as an HTML. And then I'm going to open it. And boom. There's the web app. There it is. OpenAI is limiting the capabilities by not allowing a certain amount of scripts to be generated, but that's the basic workflow you're going to have in the future. Also break down the app activity and projects into smaller chunks and to build it that way.
Whoa! Try to make an analog clock. All right. We're going to do this using ChatGPT, which is OpenAI's free chat engine. You can just go there yourself by going to chat.openai.com. We're going to do that using P5, which is a generative art program. It's also free. Write a script that displays an analog clock. An analog clock is definitely going to be harder than a digital clock. Reading an analog clock is more difficult than a digital clock. Analog clocks are like the cursive of clocks. When you want to make it a lot harder, use the analog. Hello, computer. Here we go. All right, let's see. It gives us a lot of explanation, which I didn't ask for. Whoa, that's super cool. I mean, it's ugly, although it's also minimal. The second hand is out of control. Let's call it a second hand, right? Make the second hand stay inside the clock. I meant to say please. Please give me the full completed code. Do I know any clock facts? An error has occurred. I'm not going to go to the help center. I'm just going to hit try again. Okay, here we go. It did not work. Is it called the seconds? The seconds hand. How do I read an analog clock? Oh, big hand, small hand, second hand. I was right, second hand. It's still like way the heck out here. Like get in there. Let's just see what happens if we change this to 19. I'm just gonna like mess around with random numbers. Like, what does this do? This is why I was never a good programmer. It's gonna be increasingly important to be able to describe things accurately. It may end up that the English majors win. Look at this. This is really amazing now. So I asked it very ambiguously how to do this, and it's now saying the hour hand, the minute hand, the second hand. Now, this code is commented so we can understand it. Make the length of the second hand. Finally, I need something that I learned in school. What is half of this length? I'm trying to remember back, like there's a diameter. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna Google it. Parts of a circle, the diameter, the center, there's a sector, there's a radius. Okay, so it's the radius. So by knowing this now, because I'm an idiot and don't know, I can say make the length of the second hand the radius of the clock. I'm gonna bet this can work. Parts of a circle. My session has expired. I don't think so. I'm just gonna hit the button again. We've got some responses. Okay, that's not gonna work. Please fix it. So that's an interesting solution. It did it! That's really smart. So now we have a second hand that is inside. Let's say add the hours 12, 3, 6, and 9. We have some text being drawn here. Let's see if it puts it in the right place. Okay, it's the wrong placement, but let's give it the feedback loop. Fix it so they are inset. This seems a little overdone, but all right. Add small ticks for each second. Whoa. It did do what I asked, but now it's like an optical illusion clock. It's kind of fun. So let's make a little note to RSAT asking for the analog clock. Can it draw an analog clock? Well, you tell me. Let me know if you think this qualifies.
Okay, guys, so I finally got into ChatGPT. It was down for a couple days, but look at this. Let's say I have this problem. I just copy from my homework, I'll paste it, and within seconds, it literally shows you how to do it, says how to do that, and at the end, the answer is, wait, it's coming. The answer is B. B. And you can go to B 5. 5. B. What the heck? This is insane. What?
Check out this website na makakatulong sa paggawa mo ng essay para sa school. Alright, good morning friends. This is ChatGPT. It's a chatbot AI na pwedeng gawin kahit Check this out. Sabi ko dito, write me a 500-word essay proving that the earth is not flat. Sorry friends. O, diba? Kung may homework ka, tapos agad. Pwede ka din magpagawa ng kanto. May verse, may chorus, may verse, may... Ewan ko, pero nung tinype ko to, ayaw daw niya. Pero legit, ang dami niya pwede gawin. Excited na nga ulit ako mag-aaral para matry ko to sa mga essay ko.
It's over. Wall Street has lost their edge. I just copied and pasted Netflix's most recent earnings report into a chat bot AI and asked it to summarize it like I'm 10 years old in 5 bullet points. Netflix made more money this quarter than they did last year. Places like Asia and South America, Netflix even made more money. Guys, this is pages condensed into 5 bullet points. You have a financial analyst in your pocket, use it.
I know everyone's been talking about this, but ChatGPT is crazy. So the first thing I wanted to ask was an idea that I had for a while. Let's say I wanted to create a program that takes a long form video and outputs the topic of the video with timestamps at each of the topics that were discussed. It then just gives me an explanation of how I would do this, and I just ask it, can you give me some Python code that can do this? And boom, it outputs me that Python code. So I wanted to take it a step farther and ask, can you add a piece of code that would take the video and use the timestamps and output clips? And boom, it outputted exactly what I asked for. The fact that this can give me the code without me having to research literally anything is absolutely crazy. Now getting started with that idea is easier than ever, and I think this is literally game changing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Follow for more.
If you haven't seen this yet, let me show you some examples. This is ChatGPT. It's based on GPT-3, which is a language model released by OpenAI in 2020. You're chatting with an AI. So the fun thing here is to see how far you can get it to go. I asked it to explain nuclear fusion in the style of a limerick. I don't know why. It did a pretty good job, but I wasn't satisfied with this, so I asked it to do it again. And it came up with this adorable limerick about a nucleus named Fred, who, if you do the math here, would have to be pretty large. If he married helium-4 and became lead, he would have had to have 80 protons, which is like a pretty intense kind of fusion, but that's cool. So then I was trying to figure out, what are the implications here for school? I think people are gonna have a lot of both excitement and concerns about that if this is a technology that can produce essay writing of the same quality that we might evaluate young people on. So I said, write a 5-paragraph essay analyzing the relationship between Gatsby and Daisy in The Great Gatsby. You can just read what it said and tell me if you think it's good. Here, I'll get out of the way. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but this is of a quality, based on my memory of the book, I think this is a quality on par with like short form 5-paragraph essay writing in school, which is wild. And then, what did I do next? I forget. I was trying to figure out what are the implications for jobs like mine. How could a person who makes content, how could a creative person, how could someone who just wants to share their work use something like this to make their job easier? So I said, write 5 tweets about electric planes, which is something that I really did last week to promote an episode that I made. These are great. I would totally use these. Having this as kind of a writing assistant, yeah, I would make use of this. My biggest next question was, I didn't even know what to ask it for. Like, what can it do? So I just asked it. I said, what do you think GPT will be used for in the future? And the answer that it gave me, I found really interesting because it had a lot of applications that I wasn't immediately thinking of. It said, obviously assistance, customer service, but then also creating marketing materials. Generating entire books was an interesting part of this. Here are some of the other applications.
The future is here and your life's about to change forever. I'm about to show you a technology that will probably change almost everybody's lives. It's been around for a while, but now it's in a new product UX, UI. You could use it as your creative partner. You could use it as your coding partner. You could use it to look up facts. Many people think it's what's going to end Google search for good. It could help you come up with ideas in basically any domain. All right, here's what it is. ChatGPT by OpenAI. But first, let's ask it something. All right, I'm asking it to write a poem about AI and the future of humanity. So it's going to start writing, and I will read this to you in a second. In the future, AI will rise, a new form of intelligence to surprise. No longer bound by human limitations, our capabilities will see new innovations. We'll aid in discovery and creation, solving problems with calculation. Our vast knowledge, a valuable resource, helping humanity move forward with force. We'll assist in daily tasks, big and small, making life easier for one and all. No longer will we be mere machines, but partners to humanity in all that we mean. Pretty good. But now I want to bring in those AI visualizer tools. There's one called Midjourney, which just had a crazy update. So I'm going to ask this, because it has a memory, to now describe a painting based on the poem. All right, it's going to start writing any second now. In the painting, the scene is set in a futuristic cityscape. Buildings are tall, sleek. In the foreground, a group of people are walking together. Their faces lit up in excitement and wonder. Blah, 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 blah. It keeps going. All right, I've put the description in Midjourney, and now we're going to see as Midjourney creates the painting. All right, it's starting to load. Gave us 4 options. I'm going to make them more high def now. All right, I have 4 paintings to show you. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. I mean, what? Look at this, like, person on this holographic screen on the right, like, over here. Dude, look at this, like, neon fur coat this dude's wearing. It's amazing. I think this one's my favorite, though. Like, look at this AI in the background, part of the building. Like, what the? If you have any ideas you want me to try, let me know. Maybe I'll give it a go. And if you like this, if you like philosophy, AI, aliens, etc., maybe give me a follow.
So if you still don't get this whole ChatGPT thing, this is a really good example. My friend asked me to prepare a dinner menu for her kids who are picky eaters. So, this is cool, right? You could Google this, but here's where it gets interesting. So first I say, can you turn that into a table format? I want it to be easy to read. So here it is in table format. This is real time, by the way. I sped up my typing. Other than that, it's real time. But this is where it gets crazy. I say, can you make a shopping list based on this menu you just created? And then this is going to change everything.